Hey guys, I wanted to take a moment to talk about the new Porter Robinson song called Russian Roulette. I heard it for the first time, came out a couple days ago, and it blew me away. I'm a big Porter fan. Nurture's like an album that's inspired me in a lot of different ways as a musician and as a person. I haven't necessarily clicked with everything he's been doing on Smile so far, but this song is something special. He didn't really announce anything ahead of time that I was aware of. Maybe he did, but I didn't see it. For Cheerleader and Knock Yourself Out, it was pretty like, here's the build-up, song coming out at this time. The Russian Roulette, it just dropped, and it's this more poignant picture, and there's no video. The runtime was the thing that stood out to me first. It was a 6-minute track, which not unusual for Porter, but considering he's in pop mode, I had a feeling that this was going to be a big deal, and I feel like we're really stepping into the album now. He's gone on record saying that he was trying to make something dancier, and it was going that way, this new album, until he started pouring his heart out everywhere. And it's what we've really gotten with Russian Roulette, is that feeling, because this track goes everywhere. It's a reflection on the music industry. It's a reflection on how easy it is as a musician for you to get lost in ratings and reviews and what other people think of you. It's about the online world being insensitive and disconnected, and just that feeling of hopelessness that you get when you see how people talk to each other on TikTok and on YouTube sometimes. There's a line in Russian Roulette about his friend losing his mind in the bridge, and that he wasn't able to be there for him. And I guess maybe it's implied that the life choices he's taken have gotten in the way of him not being able to look after that person. And when I read that, like, I think about like Avicii. I'm not familiar with what Porter and Avicii's relationship was like. I don't know if they had one even. But when Avicii passed away, I was pretty young. I was wanting to be a musician, and I've always been the sort of musician that hunkers down at a computer and spends a lot of time just working on something in my room alone, and that being kind of a healing process and being quite introverted. He was a creative soul, and a lot of us, we don't have the greatest mental health in the world already. And the extreme touring schedule and the recreational activities that he was being kind of involved in through being in there and not being around people and things that could help him control it, and just that incredible change in your life at that one point that is past what any normal human's built to sort of process. I would imagine that a lot of that same stuff is what Porter would have experienced to an extent. And one thing I really like about what Porter's doing, just separating it from like a music standpoint, is like he's just speaking about his issues, and he's speaking about real vulnerability in a way that hopefully will inspire other people to not feel so alone about it. There's just so much to unpack with that song. A bit at the end about cliches being beautiful. Like if the chords are the same, if we're used to these chords, if we're used to these sort of rhythms in how things work, that exists because of community. It exists because people have agreed on it. And when people are united about that kind of stuff, it's a chance for them to be together and connect. And I think that's a really beautiful outro. I don't know, there's a lot. There's the bridge, which is gorgeous, and it feels raw. Like even in the production, it feels a lot more raw and quiet. It feels tiny, but it feels tiny in a way where it's, I don't know, the line's so simple. I want to live, I don't want to die. It's so simple, but it feels really powerful. The new Porter track touched me, and I feel like I'm going to connect with this new album on a deeper level than I was expecting to. The fact that the song drops at the end too is huge. That freedom of wanting to be alive comes out in that moment. And when people hear that song in the sets and things, that's the part where they're going to really connect with each other in it. And it's going to make sense. It's everything I love about Porter. It's really special. What did you think of the song? Did it reach you? Do you feel like you connected with it? Let me know how you feel.